most excited about this episode than any episode that we have done yet. This is a 100% original 1958 Karina Flying V. Is that not the coolest guitar on the planet? In my opinion, it is. In 1958, Gibson was trying to compete with Fender, and they wanted to make a wild design. This is the late 50s. They wanted something futuristic, spacey, wild. And so we think they're the coolest thing ever right now, but because of the shape, they weren't as sought after in those days, and we'll talk about that later. Now, what's special about these guitars? Well, first off, it's the wood that they used to build them. During that time, they were built with what they called Karina wood. Only in 1958, they used this type of wood to build these guitars to have such a beautiful finish, both the Flying V and the Explorer. These Karina guitars are the most sought after, rarest guitars in the world. In the late 50s, this shape and design was considered very extreme. In fact, a little too extreme. They made this rocket ship look and a lightning bolt, the Explorer. It was a little too much for those days, and it didn't sell that well. In fact, they only made about 90 Flying Vs and 40 Explorers. You want to talk about rare. All right, now we're going to get into detail about a 1958 Karina Flying V. Let's take a close look.
It's not very often we talk about the case of these guitars, and we say if you don't have the case, you don't have the guitar. There's a lot of forgeries of these guitars, but the cases can't really be forged. Not that I've ever seen. Really cool trapezoid shaped leather case they came in. And the Flying V and the Explorer came in a sort of a square case, but it was a Flying V that came in these really cool trapezoid cases. And they fit in there, they're custom fit, really cool glove box. And now I'll get into a little bit of the details about the construction of the guitar. Made out of Karina. It was a two-piece body. They always have a center seam. String through the back like a Telecaster. The heel goes over the back of the neck joint, which was really the only Gibson I've ever seen like that. Gold-plated cloisons. Nice chunky neck, all Karina. Two wings, just like a Les Paul, but it's kind of cool how they shaped it. This is really interesting. When they made the Flying V, it's such a weird shape. It's very hard to hold. So even though they tried, like you can lock it in your legs, but they put this rubber strip, which is kind of like elevator lining, and they cut a hole out, put the rubber strip in to try to have it hold. It doesn't really work though. Another reason why they weren't really popular, you can really only play them standing up. So two PAFs, gold plated, gold ABR1, this really cool Flying V tailpiece. White pickguard. Small frets, 1958. All Gibsons had the small frets. Now, unfortunately on this one, the logo is broken. It would be Gibson on here. This was tape holding it on. The original owner broke the GIB, but this was from a Skylark amp, and that would say Gibson. I can show you pictures of another one. And light, airy, great tone. The PAFs, of course, they kill. And that's pretty much it. These guitars, again, they're highly sought after, they're very valuable, and so there are a lot of forgeries out there. You gotta be really careful with a Flying V and an Explorer. This is all original. I bought this in Connecticut, maybe 25 years ago. Guy died, his name was Art. There was some interesting, if I can find it, literature where he did some ads with it in the 60s. I bought it from his sister after he passed away, and I'm really proud to have it, and I treasure it. And I've had quite a few Flying Vs over the years, but this is the best one I've ever had, and I love it.
Okay, now let's talk about the tone. There is one man who brought this 1958 Flying V out from under the bed and showed the world what it could sound like. Unmatched. That's Albert King. He just got a pure, sweet, I mean, it hit you right in the heart. The blues that he got out of a Flying V is just incredible. I could listen to it forever and ever. You can go on YouTube, type in Albert King live shows from back in those days. Incredible. And so he influenced a lot of people, and all of a sudden everybody wanted him. You see the Kinks playing him, Lonnie Mack, and various other people, Billy Gibbons, Johnny Winter, and it just took off. So it started with the blues, and what a cool guitar. Now, I think the coolest thing in the world. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it provided a little bit of insight. This is one of the most, if not the most valuable guitars in the world, the most sought after. It's a part of music history, Gibson history. It made a mark, and it was an honor to show you this. Just shaped rock and roll, okay? Now, if you want to see more cool guitars, music, original music, and everything in between, please subscribe. Mike Menza Music.